Historic District Commission meeting, and welcome everyone. First off, for our roll call, I'm Steve Hurd, Chairman.
Emily Walter, Vice Chair.
Liz Hamilton.
Well, down. I can hear you, but please.
Marianne Black.
Thank you.
Jenny Davis.
Shelby Fiegel.
Shane Lind.
All right, and our fearless leader, planning director, Chris here. So, do you want to introduce?
Yes, I have a new staff member to introduce to the commission. Tara, if you would mind standing up. Tara is our new long-range planner. She'll also be responsible for assisting with Historic District Commission. She will eventually become the primary reviewer on the Historic District Commission and be working with all the reviews that come through, unless we get over encumbered, and then we'll bring in some additional staff for that. But she'll be working with you guys more and more as time goes along.
Awesome.
All right, good. I guess the first thing we have are the minutes. We have, from last time. We need to deal with those, if everybody's seen them or just remembers what we talked about.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Have a motion?
Second.
Okay, anybody, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, all right. Okay, just a quick kind of the way we do things here, if you've not been before us. When it's your turn to come up and speak, just come to the podium here, and we need your name and your address as it is right now. If it's where one of these projects is, that's fine. But we just need, for the record, need name and address. Tell us what the project is, and we've got our agenda that hopefully you guys have seen too, with the pertinent information. But tell us what you want to do. We may have a couple of questions for you. Then I'll turn it and ask if anybody else is here to speak in favor. That's not required. And if anybody's here to speak in opposition, if we have anybody that wants to have questions about it or whatever, and then I'll bring it back into us, and the applicant will discuss it and deal with it. So, with that said, we don't ask a whole lot, and it's hopefully not a scary situation, but we're just here to hopefully get everybody what they need. First one we have here is 354 Watkins Street. Am I right? Yeah. We have somebody here for that project. Just if you come up to the podium here, like I said, name and address, and then we'll get started.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melvin Gonzalez. Yes, the address is 354 Watkins. and trying to do some modifications on the outside. Just I guess mainly the windows and the exterior porch column carport, I guess if you want to call it. Like y'all can see, we submitted some drawings, so the changes we made, and also what we're planning to do.
So it's a work in progress that,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right. Let me go ahead. Is there anybody here who wants to speak in favor of this? Apparently, the word just went right out of my head. Anybody? We got to see. Anybody speak in favor of the project? Anybody here speak in opposition to the project? That said, if anybody has any questions or comments for Mr. Gonzalez, we can jump in. Are you going to read the recommendations now? Is that?
Go ahead and read them.
Mhm.
Yeah, read through. He's going to read have you seen the recommendations that were listed? The things need to be
Yes.
done. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just for we read them now, and then we'll talk about things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, staff recommends that the application be approved with the following conditions. Number one, applicant must obtain all applicable building permits if when a certificate of appropriateness is granted, with a note that says applicant shall provide proof of appropriate licensure of professionals performing work to the building permits department. Number two, all windows will be required to be 1/1. Number three, window removal shall be limited to the two already removed. Should another window need to be removed, it shall be replaced in a manner that maintains the same number of windows per room as is currently displayed on the plans included with this submittal. Number four, roofing shall be composed of asphalt shingles. Number five, no shutters shall be allowed. Number six, applicant must complete or repair house skirt using brick to match existing. And number seven, applicant shall provide safe egress from rear portion of the house by installing stairs ramp.
Had you talked to the planning department about those items? Have y'all discussed it? Just to, there's been any discussion about it?
The planning department has not discussed that with the
Okay,
applicant.
okay,
They
but-
have been provided with a copy.
Okay. I didn't know if there'd been any discussions before now, but since it was in progress and got started, I didn't know what discussions had been had. So, okay. Do you have any issues with any of the recommendations? Do you understand them all and are okay with them?
No, yeah, I'm totally okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just would. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? I
I have
guess.
a question. So I saw that this was a stop work order. Has this address come before us before? Okay, okay.
Mhm.
All right. So it was just a stop.
I'm just
Yeah.
assuming they started the work without knowing that they need to come before.
It's my understanding that that's
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
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 That's
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
A motion to approve with recommendations.
Okay,
Second.
I have a motion and a second. And I'll say that the recommendations are pretty thorough. And it should
Yes.
pin everything down. I mean, I
I
think if
agree.
you're good with them, we're no discussion with them. I
Yeah.
agree with us having a motion.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thanks, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
y'all.
And he can tell you when the certificate of appropriateness will be had.
We typically have that within 24 to 48 hours,
Okay.
So a couple of days, you should be able to get your
providing
permit.
that
Thank
all of the conditions have been met.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you,
We
sir.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
sir. You have a good
Thank
day.
you.
All right. Next one we have is 1262 Lincoln Street. And all these, by the way, are in the overlay district as opposed to the HP Robinson. The Lincoln Street, or somebody here, you're here to speak for it? Okay, if you want to step up. Well, you can just.
Mom said, just come listen to
Well,
you.
hey,
Hey,
if mom
I'll
says come, you come.
I can.
Now, I mean, name and address first off. We can get that.
Dietrich Greenlaw. I'm going to do 1262 Lincoln Street.
Okay. What's your current address?
I live at 15 Sheffield, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, that's fine. It's just record stuff.
Okay, I'm
We do-
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's all the commission. It's what we do for all of them.
Okay.
It's a Conway thing,
I'm
Um,
from Conway, man.
No, I know that's
Hey.
fine. That's fine.
Born and raised. I went to school with her.
Well, just if you came prepared to listen only, I mean,
Oh, we're fine.
it's pretty.
Whatever.
You've seen the recommendations and all.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Okay. One thing I want part of the discussion of it. is I know the Pine Street area has been, ravaged over the years, and the attempt to come back, new house, has been ongoing and a bit of a struggle, for different reasons. But in our guidelines, we kind of back away from a garage sticking out front. I know technically it's not sticking out that far, but the next person might want one that is a little further. We don't want snout houses like the subdivisions have. My only suggestion architecturally, and I don't think it'd be a great shake to do, because you don't have any room on the width to do anything. Yeah.
Or a back
So
way.
same thing, but if the garage could scoot back and the porch sticks out like the garage
Oh,
does
yeah,
now,
we can make that
just a
happen.
little. It's a flip of really
Just
planes,
moving back this foot or
and
so.
I don't think it's wide enough to do a two-door garage. So you're really that's the kind of the cleanest thing to get porch sticking out. There's a couple of houses down the street that have garages on that they're off to the side and the porch is out front. I mean, there's
That's my mom's
south.
house.
Okay, south.
Yes.
So there's not a lot of there's carports on sides of things and a couple of garages, but they're not I guess if we can try to stay with the houses that are still there and some that have been built, keep it going where the porch is the prominent thing.
Okay.
And because your width, you can't deal with a separate garage out back. That's fine. It's just this would kind of go
I see
more
where you're
towards that.
going.
Does that make sense?
And I would like to bring the porch. It's going to have a back porch on it anyway.
Right,
It's
right,
gonna
right.
Push out.
Right.
The old days, there was an alley back there.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
Way before all our time.
Yeah,
It used
yeah.
to be 10 foot behind. So
Right.
I can push it back and
Well,
bring the porch forward. and
Yeah,
still
looking at
catch.
you look at the plan, you may, when that pushes back and the porch comes out some, there may be a little square footage gained on that. I don't know. I mean, that's
I
as
was
far.
looking at that at the
Yeah.
start, saying
Okay.
I could gain some in the back. Even if
Yeah.
I
Oh,
push it.
if you have room to do that, that'd be great.
That's
But
okay.
but no, because then you'd have a porch that has columns on both corners,
Mhm.
smaller roof over it, as
Mhm.
opposed to it's just flipping the thing. And
Yeah, we can make that happen.
architecturally, it should work. So
Oh, yeah. We can make that happen.
I guess if you're okay with it, if we could make that a recommendation.
There would need to be a
Whoever
recommendation.
makes a motion, if they're
Yeah,
okay
yeah,
with that,
yeah.
Yes, you would it would need a motion to amend the recommendation. The recommendation hasn't been made yet, so
Right.
we can verbally make that recommendation,
Okay.
and
Which is how we need to do it.
then whoever makes the approval may
I'll do it.
reference
I'll
that.
Okay, let me ask, have y'all looked at the recommendations on here? Now,
Yes,
If I asked that, I apologize.
I got a question. Sidewalk. There's no sidewalks in the whole neighborhood. So is that a Conway thing where we just a patch of sidewalk?
It's called a
Seriously?
little landing strip.
Okay.
It-
I was just wondering.
You
Yes,
can
it
can
is.
pay a fee in lieu of a sidewalk.
A fee in lieu is not an option for this
Oh.
development, for this specific development. There are specific regulations for
Mhm.
this area, and a fee is not an option for
Oh,
this
okay.
location.
So it's
Interesting,
just
Chris. I did not know
5
that.
foot of sidewalk.
It would be
in
the
front of
sidewalk
house with
along
green?
along the frontage that met the requirement. So,
We used to have a
That was going
commissioner.
to be one of my
that would-
questions: is why the in lieu wasn't on there.
yeah, the
We
in lieu
used
is
to
not-
have a
Okay.
commissioner that would
Is that just-
say, it may be the first sidewalk, but it
Mhm.
won't be the
Mhm.
last.
And I'm
Yeah.
maybe Conway come put them down through there.
Well, and that's the thing too. That's
Yeah.
more of an option now than it used to be.
Yeah.
But where it's going to be, who knows?
Okay,
But
that's fine.
you're right.
That's the only question I had when I read it. I was like,
Yeah.
The idea
Well-
is that one day it will be a sidewalk to somewhere.
and it would be
Yeah. I think one of the
to our church.
First piece
Yeah,
of
there you
large
go.
puzzles.
Well, one of the gripes I think used to be that you paid the fee. It may go towards the sidewalk, but it may not be in front of your house.
Right.
It may be anywhere.
Because in Little Rock, you might have one on this side of the road, but
Right.
not on this side.
Right,
of the road.
right.
So,
It's a thing of you got to start somewhere, I guess,
Okay,
to some
that's
degree.
fine.
Since there's
I'm
none
okay
on
with
that
that.
street, but otherwise, are you okay with the recommendations?
Yes, I'm
As
fine with
okay.
all-
With
everything.
this additional one to do a flip.
you gonna write that up for me?
He,
So I'll
he's
let
going.
my
We're going to get that
contractor
when
know?
somebody makes a motion. They'll have that
I'll write
included,
it.
and that'll be part of the
I'll
record.
take
Then
care of
okay.
You
Let
might
me.
want to do the public comment.
Yeah, and I was getting ready to. Okay, I'm going to ask anybody here to speak in favor. Your mother doesn't have to speak unless you make her. But anybody else here to speak in favor of the project? Anybody here to speak in opposition to the project? Just stand there and don't let anybody in. No, it's okay. All right. So with that said, we can bring it back to us for judgment.
Mr. Chair, the staff recommends
Yeah.
approval of the request with the following conditions. Number one, windows shall be Oh, am I on the wrong? Yes, I'm on
Yes,
the
you
right one. They all start to look the same. Number 1, windows shall be 1/1. If mutton bars are used, they must be true divided lights. Number 2, board and batten siding should consist of wood or wood substitute such as hardy siding, LP smart side type siding. Number 3, 25 to 40% of the front elevation must contain windows. Number 4, no additional parking area beyond driveway may be added to the front yard. Number 5, a 5-foot sidewalk with 6.5-foot green space is required. Sidewalk must link to an existing sidewalk. Side note on that, there's not an existing
That's
sidewalk,
what I
so I believe if you look at the styling for the church, I believe the church has sidewalks, and that was the closest one. Number 6, care should be taken to preserve all significant trees on the property. Any canopy tree removed must be replaced by a canopy tree from the approved tree list. Imagery shows that at least 2 significant canopy trees were removed, and these need to be replaced by trees from the approved tree list. Number 7, provide revised plans and address windows, sidewalk, and trees to the planning director for approval prior to issuance of a certificate of appropriateness. And number 8, which was added at this meeting for consideration by the board, is as discussed by the chair, switching
Do you need
the
me to get
location.
my guy to draw in the sidewalk?
It would just be an updated drawing with the requirements for
the
the
elevation move back.
it's the
Okay.
windows, the sidewalk, and the trees.
Okay.
So, and you would also be able to provide us with the updated
And
conditions
what are
as discussed by
approved
the board.
trees? in this
There's an
area?
approval list. You can contact the planning staff tomorrow, and they can get you a list of trees so you can label that on your drawing.
Okay. Cool. Fair.
Not real hard, but, all right.
And I'll clarify if I have just a moment,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chair. Staff, does the additional condition of approval, did you need any additional clarifying information on that? You're good.
Little off guard there. Okay, with that said, you're good with the recommendations as
Yes.
read, and I'll
We're
change.
fine with it all.
I'll entertain, what's next?
Building in the neighborhood, and I think it's going to be great.
Where I grew up. We're
Yeah.
gonna actually do another one around the corner.
Oh,
Good,
awesome.
good. So we'll see you
That's
again.
great.
Yeah, you'll see me
That's
again.
fantastic.
That'll be my retirement home.
There you go, there you go, man.
I got you. Well, thank you, and I make a motion to approve with all the recommendations as
A
accepted.
second.
We got a motion and a second with the additional recommendation that was added as part of it.
Can you repeat the additional recommendation? I missed what he said.
Yes, it was, the additional recommendation from the chair was to, right now, the house has a traditional snout house style form. The garage slightly goes forward
Yeah.
and the porch is recessed. So this just, I believe, would switch those, so the porch
Okay.
would come forward and be more in line with the front of the house, more of a flat surface
Or even
house,
sticking out.
Mhm.
in
even
front
sticking
with
out.
the garage set back, yeah. You get just several, well, most of the houses have porches, they're all on their own out there.
Yeah, they
And this
sitting
would just
out.
be, yeah,
Yes.
this is gonna be a hybrid because it's got an actual garage, or some of them have that added down or a carport. So,
Okay.
Make that front porch. a couple
yeah, the
feet.
front porch would be a prominent
Be
piece.
just like
So
my
the
mom's
garage
house.
isn't the
Yeah,
It's like
prominent
my
piece.
mom's
Yeah,
house.
exactly.
Okay,
Yes,
I
yes.
just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so we're good?
Mm-hmm.
And as that recommendation is written up by your staff, would you send that to me for inclusion in the minutes, please?
Yes,
Or if you want me to write it, I'll write it.
we can send you as recommended by staff.
Okay.
All our buttons are buttoned, right? Good, we good? Okay, so I have a motion and a second with understanding now.
Mhm.
Okay, all those in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you,
Sorry.
guys.
It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. All right. Next one we have is 303 Locust Avenue. You're going to take her out to dinner now, right? Okay, there you go. There you go. That's yeah, okay. All right. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Edgar Castillo, and I'm here with EAC Investments for 303 Locust,
What's your address? Your
2245 Rosemary Drive in Conway.
Okay.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
2245
There you go.
Rosemary.
Those things pick up, but if you're
Yes,
that
sir.
far away, you know.
Where?
Rosemary Drive.
In
Conway.
Conway,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay.
And, We had a stop order on this because the windows had been changed and removed. And so I'm just here to get everything aligned and go be able to move forward with this project.
Sure, sure. Let me, we've got information here. I'm going. Public? Yeah, public. Let me just get the stuff out of the way. Is anybody else here to speak in favor of the project? Anybody here speak in opposition to the project? Okay, with that said, then we can do our business. So
Go ahead with the staff
he's going to read the
recommendations.
recommendations and we'll talk about it if we need to.
Mr. Chair, staff recommends that the application be approved with the following conditions. Number one, applicant must obtain all applicable building permits if when a certificate of appropriate is granted. Note on that, applicant shall provide proof of appropriate licensure of professionals performing work to the building permits department. Number two, all windows will be required to be 1/1. Number three, window removals shall be limited to those already removed. Should any other windows need to be removed, they shall be replaced in a manner that maintains the same number of windows per room as is currently displayed on the floor plans included with this submittal. Number four, all fascia and soffits shall be repaired with wood or wood-like materials such as hardy siding and LP Smart Side. Number five, roofing shall be composed of asphalt shingles. Number six, no shutters shall be allowed. Number seven, porch shall have a minimum depth of 6 feet.
Did you have any issues with any of those?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So again, if those are clear, I mean, it gives you your directions to move forward. Does anybody have any questions, concerns?
We changed the roof, the porch roof as well. I was just looking at the old images.
Did we change the roof
Yeah,
porch?
you brought the gable out over the front door.
Yeah, like did we change the shingles or the roofing?
The roof.
the pitch?
The pitch?
Yeah.
You're an architect.
What would be the recommendation to change it to?
I was just curious.
She's just curious if it was a new
Oh.
porch.
looks
Is
like
it a new
used to be
porch?
like
Yeah,
a-
it's because the old porch wasn't. We extended that porch so
Oh.
it could actually have an actual porch. It didn't have one before,
Okay. Well, didn't have one before. Now we have one. That's
Yeah,
good.
like
and it'd be a 8x8, so it'd be
Okay. Yeah.
significant for
Sure.
a good size.
No, it is. Yeah. Okay, anybody else?
Move that we accept the staff recommendations and approve the.
A motion?
second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion? Yeah, just get the paperwork got to get pulled together. All those in favor?
Aye.
Good. All those opposed? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And they'll day
Yes,
a
you can
couple of day or so.
Reach out to our office within 48 hours and we should be able to assist you as long as all recommendations have been resolved.
Thanks, sir. Have a good day.
I like the black.
Like the black.
All right, our next one is 920 Mitchell Street. If we have somebody here to speak for that. I had you pegged for either opposition to the last one or next one coming up because y'all hadn't moved until now.
My name is Spencer Gordon. This is my wife, Jamie Gordon.
Okay.
We both reside at 920 Mitchell Street. That's
Okay.
the property we're looking to work.
Okay. Have you seen the recommendations on the? This is shorter list than the others, so that's good. Essentially, just doing some modifications to the carport. I know was one thing. Let me see if we have anybody. There's nobody out there, but it's, yeah. Her daughter won't speak. Well, it's for the record thing, in case somebody's not watching or doesn't watch later. For anybody here to speak in favor of the project, get him myself. Anybody here to speak in opposition to the project? With that said, we can continue now. Give us if you want to pass along some thoughts on it or where you're coming from, what you want to do, and we can deal with it from there.
Well, what I'm looking to do, you can see the existing carport. What's hard to tell is that roof is rotted down to the structural material. So the idea is to remove the flat roof completely, raise the elevation or the side that's facing the house to a maximum height of 16 feet. I measured that's the maximum height of the main house itself.
Okay.
What I'm looking to do, design-wise, is literally match
Okay,
existing
good,
roof
good.
would match the new roof.
Right.
And the distance from the high peak to the left is almost the exact same distance from what the high peak of the new roof will be to the
Sure.
left side of that. So design-wise, I think it'll look really
It'll be in
nice.
the family there.
Yeah.
Let's say, yeah. Okay.
Also keeping with the mid-century modern
Sure.
design of
Yeah,
the
I like
house
that.
and
Sure.
try to enhance
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the 600 block of Davis, there's a property there that has kind of an angled roof. Those designs are kind of my
Yeah.
inspiration.
Sure. Am I seeing some clear story windows up top on that?
Yes, what I was doing
west?
is like just doing a fixed window
Yeah.
along the top just
Yeah.
to let lighting in.
Sure.
It would be a single garage door opening, street facing side.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So I mean, the existing structure you're trying to keep, but then adding up and to the west on it. I mean, that's what
Structural, yes.
if the purple is existing structure. Yeah. So you're
Yes.
expanding it, obviously. But okay,
Mhm.
just
The footprint's already there, the pad is already there, and
Right.
it's already covered by the carport.
Okay.
I'm just looking to
Right.
enclose that portion as well.
Gotcha.
to
I
have
forgot it
open
wrapped
space.
around there. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, not the best.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions?
And the slope of the roof is going to match the slope of your existing.
So from the street, it'll be a ditto.
That's why I measured the height that I did. I actually went to Lowe's, got a 16-foot 2x4, put it up against the house first. And then put it against
You know, it's nothing wrong with
It's in the picture.
doing.
Yeah.
That's called a
is it
story
really?
stick. You know, it's it's
Oh,
not,
it is.
nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't believe when I landed with the house. I said, "That's exactly 16 feet." That's
Uh-huh.
I didn't
perfect.
even notice that.
They might have
Chris.
planned that. Who knows? You know.
Never know.
I was a listing agent on this house 2 transactions ago, and I've always envisioned a garage like this.
Okay.
And I thought
Should you
it's going to do
recuse
really
yourself?
good. Well,
I'm
I
kidding,
wasn't.
I'm
Yeah, I
kidding,
wasn't on
I'm
this
kidding.
transaction, but
Okay.
this is what I envisioned. So I'm glad.
That's good,
I was
that's good.
very happy to see it come through.
I think that the whole property has potential. We're going to be redoing the fence eventually and getting rid of some of the busted boards there and change the paint color on the siding to something attractive.
Yeah.
Things like that. But we want to get the projects out of the way first.
Sure.
And keeping that metal door on. This is. I might stop.
Metal.
I'll talk to you later.
Mr. Chair, I can provide staff recommendations.
Yes, we're going to read the recommendations and we'll proceed.
Mr. Chair, staff recommends that the application be approved with the following conditions. Applicant must obtain all applicable building permits if when a certificate of appropriateness is granted. Note that applicants shall provide proof of appropriate licensure of professional performing work to the building permits department. Number 2, roofing shall be composed of asphalt shingles. 3, exterior materials must consist of stone, wood, or hardy siding LP smart side type siding. And number 4, carport must complement the design elements and materials of the home and surrounding structures.
That was the intent, so we're good. Okay. Any questions from you guys on that? Any of those?
No, if you can see on the picture, there is wood siding, kind of a shiplap pattern. As I'm looking to just use that same material, that
Good.
same pattern all the way
Oh,
around.
A good deal.
I think
Good
it
deal.
works well.
Yeah. Good deal.
Nice addition.
All right.
Motion to approve with recommendation.
Second.
So we have a
Second.
motion and a couple of
Second,
seconds.
third, fourth.
sounds like we're
Everybody
eager
likes
to.
it.
Yeah,
We're very
everybody's
excited
happy.
about this
That are
project.
hungry. Either one. All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Well, good luck with it.
Thank
I
We
did
appreciate
have,
you.
And
This
I am
doesn't have to
taking
do
her
with
dinner.
it says, I'll make this in parentheses. Are you going to make the door?
No, seriously.
I was just
I'm
curious.
considering doing a hanger style door
Yeah.
where I can build the frame myself.
Cool.
So it's either going to
Okay.
be a single opening hanger door,
Yeah.
or I'm going to do a bifold door.
Yeah, I like the
door where it
bifold.
opens up.
Okay.
And the purpose for that would be because I'm actually a working artist as a sideline, and so I want to have working space,
Sure.
including
Right.
outdoor space.
Right.
Very cool.
If I have a
Yeah.
hanger style door up, that creates an awning
Yeah.
Yep.
to work when it's included.
That's the covers for my windows in my shop. I made those for that. So
Oh, okay.
small version, but yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's,
Yeah, I saw that design, and I mean, just to put the regular tracks for a garage door on the inside
Yeah.
feels so much
Yeah.
space.
I've actually done a couple of aircraft hangars, and that's the door they love. So
Okay.
yeah. So I don't have any secret source for you or anything, but it's just
I'm gonna do like I've always done and wing it to make sure that it works.
winging
again,
it's the best.
you know, it's fine.
Good deal. Well, thank y'all. And
Yeah.
thank you
Sorry
very much.
to keep you all a little bit longer. I was just
Yeah.
curious. When
Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, surely they're going to make it. So, well, just wanted to know.
Unless you've got a
Yeah,
source for going
that's
to buying
awesome.
a hangar door. I don't.
No,
I haven't
that's very
seen those
cool.
at Lowe's.
Yeah.
No,
So-
you won't find one.
Right.
We all have
All
a
right.
wonderful night. Thank you
Yeah,
so
All right.
much.
thank
Thank
you,
y'all.
and good luck.
Mhm. Okay. Do we have any other business that we need to talk about?
No, the Director of Planning and Development did approve one item that was not required to go to the Historic District Commission for action, and it has been approved by myself, and that is a fence at 1006 Garland Avenue. Other than that, staff doesn't have any additional information.
Okay.
And a concrete pad. You
And a
figured out
concrete
those.
pad.
Concrete.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything?
Nope. A
We
motion
go.
to adjourn.
Thank you.
A second.
Motion second. All's in favor? Like after-
Aye.
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 Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank y'all. That was a good one.
That was a good meeting.
good.
Everybody's very prepared.
We are still live. Okay, there we go.
Like from house